we are continuing with the general characters of gymnosperms. Fourth point is regarding the stem. The stem is erect and branched. Stem is erect and branched. Generally it is erect and branched, but unbranched stem is also there. For example, cycas, in case of cycas, the stem is unbranched and palm-like. Okay. Then the fifth point. The fifth point, in stem, persistent leaf scars are present. What is this persistent leaf scar? Persistent leaf scars are present in the stem. That means if a leaf is matured and it is drop out, it will maintain the leaf scar in the stem. That is another general characteristic feature of gymnosperms. Okay. Then we are moving to leaves. The gymnosperms shows dimorphic leaves. That means two types of leaves are present in gymnosperms. The first type is the normal green color foliage leaves. The foliage leaves are with a photosynthetic function as usual. And the second type of leaves present in gymnosperms are scale leaves. The scale leaves are brown in color, and the function of these scale leaves is protection. So, it is providing protection for the growing young tip as well as for the reproductive structures. Okay, what all structures require protection? That protection is given by this brown color scale leaves. Okay, so these are the two types of leaves present, and these leaf scars are forming by the foliage leaves. Okay, then the morphology is almost discussed. They possess the taproot system. Then we discussed the nature of stem, the presence of leaf scars in the stem, the types of leaves. Then we are moving to the anatomical features of gymnosperms. So the seventh point is, as we already discussed, from pteridophytes onwards, vasculature, xylem and phloem elements are present. Then we know in xylem there are four different elements: xylem vessels, xylem sclerids, fibers and parenchyma. In gymnosperms, xylem vessels are absent. So in xylem, the four elements are xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. Okay. So in gymnosperm, xylem lack vessels. So xylem vessels are absent in gymnosperms. Okay. So presence of vessels is an angiospermous character. Okay. But there is an exception in gymnosperms. In Neatum or in Neotopsida, that we will learn in the classification section. In Neatum, vessels are present. Okay. So that is why, so the Neatum showing an angiospermous character. So the Neatum, the advanced type of gymnosperm, which is acting as a connecting link between gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay. So one of the anatomical feature of gymnosperms is generally xylem vessels are absent. Then comes the phloem. Like in the case of xylem, phloem also possesses four different elements, and in angiosperms, along with the sieve tube, companion cells are also present, and both of them are collectively called as sieve elements. But phloem, companion cells are absent in the phloem. Companion cells are absent. Okay, so xylem vessels are absent, phloem companion cells are absent. Okay, then this gymnosperms shows extensive secondary thickening. Okay, secondary growth is present in gymnosperms, and after secondary growth, they are producing perfect annual rings. We know what is annual ring. An annual ring consists of, annual ring means it is a growth for an year. Okay. So by counting the annual rings, we can calculate the age of trees. Okay. So in gymnosperms, after secondary growth, the annual rings are very clear. clear. So after secondary thickening, what will forms? The xylem forms wood. In gymnosperms, we can see in different genus there are two types of woods are present in gymnosperms. The first type wood is monoxylic wood. Monoxylic wood. And the second type of wood present in gymnosperms is pycnoxylic wood. Monoxylic wood and pycnoxylic wood. What is monoxylic wood and what is pycnoxylic wood? Monoxylic wood means they are the soft and porous and less durable or non-durable wood. That means wood means they are the xylem. Okay. In monoxylic wood, parenchyma, the amount of parenchyma is more. So they are soft. Okay. So the soft wood present in gymnosperms is called as pycnoxylic wood. The wood of cycas is an example for monoxylic wood. But in case of pycnoxylic wood, the amount of parenchyma is very less. So the wood is very strong and compact. The example for pycnoxylic wood is pinus. Okay. So that is the 9th point. Then we are moving to the 10th point, that is regarding the leaves. So we in the morphology section we already discussed that it possesses two different types of leaves, foliage leaves and scale leaves. And in the last video we already discussed what is xerophytic adaptations. So xerophytic adaptations are present in the foliage leaves to reduce the rate of transpiration. Okay. So now we will discuss what are the xerophytic adaptations shown by the leaves of gymnosperms. The first point is presence of thick cuticle. Presence of thick cuticle. What is cuticle? We know in the leaf anatomy, the epidermal cells, the leaf epidermis is covered by, or in the above leaf epidermis, cutin deposition is present. In case of gymnosperm, that cutin deposition is very thick. That is why the gymnosperm leaves are very glossy in nature and it is deep green as well as glossy. That glossy nature is given by this cuticle. Actually, this cutin means it is a water repellent material. Okay. So the thick cuticle is the first xerophytic adaptation shown by the gymnosperms. Then comes the second point. You know, in the epidermal layer, the pores are present. The pores means the stomata is present. Stomata is a major site through which transpiration takes place. In gymnosperms, to reduce the rate of transpiration, the stomata present in gymnosperms are sunken. Okay. So the second xerophytic adaptation shown by the gymnosperms are sunken stomata. Sunken stomata. So after epidermis, we are moving to the next layer. That next layer in leaves is called as mesophyll. In gymnosperms, generally in angiosperms, in case of dicots, the mesophyll is differentiated into upper palisade and lower spongy tissue. In gymnosperms, in different species, we can see both differentiated as well as undifferentiated mesophyll is present in gymnosperms. So, mesophyll shows both differentiated as well as undifferentiated mesophyll. Differentiated means the mesophyll get differentiated into palisade and spongy layer. Palisade layer means the elongated and compactly packed chlorenchyma cells. Spongy tissue means the loosely arranged chlorenchyma cells. That means in between lot of intercellular spaces are there. So there may be chance for more amount of transpiration. Okay. Undifferentiated mesophyll means there is no air space, no spongy parenchyma. So the rate of transpiration will be maximum, will be reduced maximum in undifferentiated mesophyll. Okay. Differentiated mesophyll we can see in case of cycas, and undifferentiated mesophyll we can see in case of pinus. So if the mesophil is undifferentiated, it shows maximum xerophytic adaptation. Okay. So we are now we are moving to the fourth point, that is presence of unbranched midway. Unbranched midway. Midway, no, midrib. So we know what is the venation, and when we are taking a leaf, we can see there is a network of veins for the smooth conduction of water and food. Okay. So whenever the vein ending is there, there is a possibility for the loss of water through that vein ending. Okay. So to reduce maximum transpiration, maximum loss of water, in some gymnosperms, the midrib is unbranched. Then for the lateral conduction, even in the absence of lateral veins, they want the lateral conduction. For lateral conduction, instead of these lateral veins or veinlets, it is utilizing another tissue. That tissue is called as transfusion tissue. So the presence of transfusion tissue is another xerophytic character. Okay. So transfusion tissue is nothing but a differentiated parenchyma cells for the lateral conduction, because there is no lateral veins or no branches for this midvein. That is why it is forming transfusion tissue for the lateral conduction. Okay. So these are the main morphological as well as anatomical features of gymnosperms. Okay. So in the next class, we will continue with the general characters in the reproduction.